All right, week 9, guys. We've got our kits. Got our kits all spread out. Find a good place to work. Do not do this on Mom's kitchen table. There's going to be some stuff that can make a mess, and I don't want you to trash that. So if you take a look at the bags are labeled. We've got week 9 and we've got week 10. So week 10 we're just going to put aside. Week 9 we're going to open up and take a look at what we've got inside of this guy. All right. You'll see in this bag we've got, if you look at our plans here, there's 3 different types of gussets. There are the red ones, the green ones, and the yellow. They didn't come in, they're all the same color here, but you want to take a look. I did that so that you can tell which ones are which. So you'll see that these guys are the red ones, these guys are the green ones, and these are the yellow ones. So just make note of that. On the nails, there are some nails that are too long to be used to attach the gussets. You might say, hey, this fits in that hole very nicely, but that's not what it's for, because it'll go through and come out onto the table. So these are too long. Those are for a different purpose. We're going to put those guys aside. You want these shorter nails to work with for this. So we're going to use those shorter nails. All right, so just put those guys aside for a moment. All right, couple of key pieces of the puzzle here. Do not cut this. This is your swing arm. This is for week 10. We're going to put that guy aside. It's got a couple of holes, very carefully located in a hole here. There's a couple of notches on the end. That's week 10. These are your vertical spars. Make note of the holes because the locations are going to be important. All right, so make note of that. We are going to use those this week, but we're not going to cut them. This is the stock that you have to work with. All right, there's also some stock. Oops, I forgot to grab. Okay. Notice I grabbed a couple of pencils. I'm going to put this 3/4 by half stock aside. We're going to start with these pieces right here first. You'll notice that you have 2 long pieces of stock. Whenever I'm doing a woodworking project, I always make my long cuts first. If I make a mistake, I can use them for the short pieces, but the other way around, I don't want you to run out of stock. So you're going to cut these guys first. There's some notes on these plans, all right? So make sure you read through these notes. They're really important. If you make a mistake, I can't come to your house and help you out. So I've got a sharp pencil. I'm going to line up my board here. Put a little mark, make a little arrowhead like we talked about. I'm going to make sure the X goes there, so that's the side that the blade goes on. I'm going to put that right in my miter gauge, and you can see where the blade's going to go. Easy as that. All right, so we got that guy done. We need 2 of those. All right, so I'm going to mark my other long piece. Make my arrow, put my X on there, and make that cut. I don't need to make that cut on the video. You know exactly what's going on there. We'll make these next. All right, so make sure that when you've got a piece done, put that aside, don't cut that up. And if you have any trouble, shoot me an email and I can have a meeting with you and talk you through it if there's any difficulty. So we're going to make up 3 of these. All right, we're going to take on some of the angled pieces now, and these angled pieces here, you're going to need 4 of these, and you're going to need 1 of these, and these are made from the half by half stock. When you're cutting the angled cuts, you can use the miter box that I built, and let me just show you what you're going to want to do. So again, you've got your long pieces already cut. You got 2 of those done. You got 2 of those done. You're not going to cut up these guys. We're going to make 4 of these and 1 of these. And the first thing I want to do is put an angled cut on the end. So I'm going to put it right in there and make an angled cut. And you want to do that first because it's going to be easier to mark going forward. Now, I have had students put the angles going the same way, in other words, parallel to each other. You don't want to make that mistake. So put it on there, and let's take a look which way our miter gauge is going. Our miter gauge is like that, right? So I better flip it over because I want to make that cut at that angle. So I'm going to put that guy like that. Come on over here and make my mark. Now I'm going to put my X on this side of the mark. Put my mark in there, and again, my angles are not parallel to each other. They're pointed in towards each other or pointed out, depending on how you want to look at it. All right, so once you get one of these done, obviously you can use that same angle for your next one, right? So just put it on there. Actually, in this case, instead of marking with that, it's best if you just make them all the same. So double check to make sure you did a good job on your first one, and if you did, you can come back over here and you can use it as a pattern. Sometimes I even write Pat on there because I'm going to use it to make the other ones. So we're going to put that guy on there like that. Cut that one. That one might even work out for that. We can cut the other 45 on that. So you're going to make up all your 45s, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this paper as a template to glue this up. All right. So you've got your piece, your lower beam. All right. We're going to put that guy there. We're going to take your vertical spar, and then we'll take these pieces that we cut and we'll put that together and build this. Now note that there's a left side and a right side. I gave you two templates. I'm going to demonstrate building the left side. You're going to make that, leave it right there, and then you're going to build the right side. All right, so we got all our angled pieces cut. I'm going to show you how to put it together now. Again, there's a left side and a right side. I'm going to build the left side. So I've got my lower beam. I want to line it up with my marks. The paper got cut off a little bit here, so you're going to line it up on the left side. All right, we're going to start by putting the spar on. So I'm going to grab a little bit of glue and hit the bottom of that. Put a little bit on here. Remember, you had cut this piece. This was from the 3/4 by half stock. I'm going to put a little, little bit of glue on this side. Take that back, put that here. All right. And put a little bit of glue on here. Okay, this guy goes like this. Make sure the hole is in the correct orientation. Don't put it like that. Don't put it with the hole down. You're going to need that hole later. So that guy goes like that. That guy goes like that. This is a great time for you to, if you have a pair of needle nose pliers, this may make this job a little easier. This is where we're going to use those longer nails that I had talked about. So I'm just going to grab that guy, hold it like that, and also makes it so I don't smash my finger. Make sure that this is tight to the bottom and this is flush as you're doing that. All right, put your other nail in there. Whoops, that wasn't very impressive. All right, I'm going to keep rolling here. So we got to get these guys, and it's very important that your spar is straight up and down. All right, so you don't want it tilted one way or the other. So I'm going to get it lined up. We'll get a little glue on these guys. And we know where it goes right here. Right here. Do both sides. I like to put glue on both pieces. All right, again, make sure that you're using the template to keep everything nice and square. All right, now you're going to take your gusset, put a little glue on that, put a little glue on parts that are going to receive the gusset. I'm going to use the gusset to kind of square things up, make them flush on the top. I laser cut some holes into the gussets. The holes are kind of small and they're that way for a purpose, but it should help you locate where to put the nails and also maybe help you get those nails started a little bit. So you're going to put those guys in there like that. Do the same thing for the bottom. Now note, you got different shapes here on these gusset pieces. You want to pick the right ones. You could make these others work, but that's not the intention. So use the ones that match the drawing. All right, and you're going to do that. You're going to do a mirror image of it, and then I'll show you what's coming up next. Here we go. So we've got our two sides. All right, the gussets are going to go on the outside. I don't have a template for you for this, but I do have this colored reference. So a cross beam is going to go between the two vertical spars, one on either end. They go on the inside. All right, and then we've got our gussets. Make sure that they go, obviously they have to go on the inside in order to fit in there. All right, so we're going to put those on there. We're just going to let the glue hold them in place for now, and we'll take a look and see what that looks like. All right, so in this case I'm going to do one side at a time. All right, so put a little glue on that guy, put it on the inside. Grab one of these, put a little glue on both pieces, and you can use these to line up your edges. Make sure that you're getting them nice and square. So okay. You may want to use the edge of the paper or something to make sure that that this is square, because you don't want this to get nailed in there at an angle. So make sure you got something to reference that for square before you put that nail in. Okay, we'll do the other side same way. And then we're going to put this in after the fact. We're going to get our two sides done and connect this guy. Okay, now we're going to put these two together. All right, so, and put a little glue on here. A little glue on this end. Put a little glue on the tops. And we're going to put these corners on. Oop. Don't forget to put some glue on there. Again, it's important to try to get everything nice and square. The gussets should help you line things up. I think I hit my thumb. Make sure when you're doing this that everything's nice and tight. Okay, takes care of that piece. So we got this